I'd like to welcome everyone into my sukkah. It's going to be Shabbos Chol HaMoed Succos this week, and what better place to record a few words about the Yom Tov of Succos and the upcoming post-Succos events and ideas that are going to be spending the entire winter with. You know, I welcomed you into the sukkah, but the truth is that you're not the only ones who are coming into my sukkah. As we know, in everyone's sukkah, when it comes to the Yom Tov of Succos, we welcome in the Yishpizin. And the Yishpizin are the honored guests that join with us together in this Tzila Dimnei Nusa, in the Tzila Dimnei Nusa, in the shade, in the covering of faith that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts us in. The Sefer HaTodah says it so beautifully. You know, most people sit in their homes and they feel comfortable in their homes and secure in their homes. But when they go out of their homes, they don't feel as secure as they do as when they're in their homes. We Jews are just the opposite. When we're in our home all year long, we're concerned, are we going to be protected? Is Hashem watching over us? We want that special protection. But when we go outside and we come into the sukkah and we leave our homes, here is where we really feel protected, because we really feel we're under Hashem's divine guidance. So this is called the sukkah of the protection of Hashem's divine guidance of the faith of Klal Yisrael. And joining us in this faith are the 7 shepherds, the 7 guides of Klal Yisrael, who we call the Yishpizin, the guests. Based on the Zohar and Kabbalistic ideas, these 7 shepherds, of course, are each one in his own unique way. And they correspond to the 7 spheros, the 7 spheros that are mentioned when we count sphira, the special quality that watches over us. We're talking about the ones that we mention at the end of each day of counting. Chesed, referring to Avraham. Avraham's the first shepherd. And Gevura is Yitzchak. And Teferes is Yaakov. And Netzach is Moshe Rabbeinu. And Hod is Aaron HaKohen. And Yesod is Yosef. And Malchus is David. And we welcome Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David into our sukkah. And when I said those 7 names, there might be some amongst you who notice that there's something a little quirky about the order in which they are put. Some actually do change and put Yosef in the chronological order he belongs, and they say Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef, Moshe, Aaron, and David. But the overwhelming majority of people actually say it the way we did it first. Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. And in the Spheros, that's the way it's counted, because David is Malchus, and Yosef is Yesod. So we're welcoming them into our sukkah, and they each one have a special idea. Avram has the idea of chesed, kindness, which he represented. Yitzchak was Gevura, the power to be willing to be a korban. And Yaakov Avinu was Teferes, the glory of the 12 tribes. Moshe was Netzach, the victorious one over all the Egyptian armies and the one who brought us to Torah. Aaron was Hod, the beauty of Aaron HaKohen on Yom Kippur, so to speak. And, of course, then came Yosef, the foundation, the Yesod. And then David Malchus. Malchus means the kingship, and what we want is to bring the kingship of Hashem back on earth. Harachamanu Yokim Lanu, as Succos David Hanofoles. We want to reestablish the house of David. How do we do that? Well, we need Chesed, and we need Gvura, we need Teferes, we need Netzach, we need Hod. We must have Yesod. We must have a foundation, and the foundation is Yosef. Now, why is Yosef the foundation? Interestingly enough, when we welcome him into the sukkah, he's called Yosef Tzadikaya, Yosef the Tzaddik. Only Yosef, among all the forefathers, is given the name Tzaddik. Why is that? And the reason is because Yosef resisted. Yosef had the power of resistance. Under the most dire circumstances, he resisted the great temptation that was placed before him in the visage of Potiphar's wife. He resisted tremendous temptation, and that resistance is what brought about the Malchus, and will bring about the Malchus once again. In order for us to be able to have David HaMelech back, what we need is to strengthen our emunah and strengthen our yesod, to have that Yosef, to have that special quality of being able to resist. Now it's interesting, we're going to be leaving the sukkah, and we're going to take the sukkah apart, and it's going to be cold, and we're going to go into our warm homes, and we're going to warm up. One of the ideas that we express is, I may be going into my home and warming myself up, but what about others? Others who don't have such secure homes, others who don't have all the gifts that some of us have out in our homes. One of the lessons of the sukkah is that we take with us the concept of I'm leaving to go back in my home, and I'm going to take with me the Yesod and the Malchus. Because all winter long we're going to be needing Hashem's divine guidance. All winter long we're going to think to ourselves, how I wish I was under His special protection. And we might remember the sukkah that recognized that that was in fact Hashem's protection. So therefore, when we leave the sukkah and we go back in our homes, let's strengthen our emunah and take with us this emunah that comes from Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, and Yosef, and then David. Because if we have the yesod of strength during the winter months to do the best we can to continue to grow, we're not in the days of war, which we feel Hashem so close, but we're going to have a long period of time where we're going to be on our own, and what we need to do is strengthen ourselves so that we can bring about the Malchus. Isn't it wonderful to have such wonderful guests in the sukkah? And we hope that they'll accompany us not only in the sukkah but throughout the winter upcoming months. And if all of Klal Yisrael, or as many of us as can be possibly imagined, come together in this thought of the 7 special shepherds who guard us and watch over us under the divine protection of HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, if we can take those guests and bring them with us not only into the sukkah, but take them back into the house, we hope that Klal Yisrael will see an upcoming winter that will bring nothing but goodness for our personal selves, our families, our communities, and all of Klal Yisrael. Have a Chag Sameach.